him what own it. He immediately referred to the
Thank you, David. Doris should be quite a battle tonight. Two terrific front courts. What do you expect to see?
Well, I'm really curious to see the level of physicality on the interior in the painted area, each side trying to impose its will upon. On the other, who does the better job invading the space and contesting shots? Just don't invade my space over here, Mr. Harlan. Keep to your side of the table, will you?
I wouldn't think of it. I would not think of it. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for San Antonio, Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Murray out there with Mills, and it's Anderson in at the small forward. Offensive rebound. Westbrook with it. Out guarded by Murray. The kick out to Westbrook and stolen by Aldridge. And here we go. And Anderson has it in the corner. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game. Here's Oklahoma City. Here's Westbrook, and finished off by Westbrook.
This guy is an incredible dunker in space. The defense just says, let me step back here, Kevin.
On defense, Oklahoma City. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Outside Gasol. The feed to Anderson. To the middle. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Anthony sets the pick for Westbrook. And then jammed down as he goes right over Pau Gasol.
Well, the superb athleticism of Russell Westbrook on full display. The vertical out of this world.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Now, here's Gasol. Mills, that's a two-pointer. Misses off the left iron.
Kicking himself on that one. That is the shot he wanted.
Well, that's usually money in the bank for that guy. Not sure how he missed that one. Boy, Kev, I love his game. He can hurt you in so many different ways.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, Doris, beside what he brings to a team on the court, Steven Adams also helps the team in the locker room with his presence.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can hear it in the way Steven Adams interacts with both the press and his teammates. He's a very personable guy. There's a sharp wit to him that can help ease tension within a team or sometimes, if necessary, with the media.
San Antonio making a switch here. Parker's checked in. Here's Aldridge, and the dunk by Aldridge.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Snatched up. Good on the bucket.
Well, so rewarding for a player to beat everybody to the basketball and convert that second chance bucket.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. It's stolen by Adams. Brewer pushes to George. Outside Westbrook. And a miss there on the triple. Spurs have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. A nice shot by Anderson.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he's rising to the occasion as you're trying to keep pace on the scoreboard.
And Westbrook throws it down.
How about the instincts of Russell Westbrook on the defensive end? Gives his teammate an easy chance there.
Outside Aldridge. Stolen by Westbrook. George passes to Westbrook. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Westbrook's got 10.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Gasol against Anthony. Lets it go. Gasol's shot is good. Gasol's got his first points of the game.
And the long arms that Gasol has is what allows him to drop dunks on defenders. What a powerful force close to the rim.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Bertans comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Rudy Gay's checked in for Anderson. And it's Ginobili in for Patty Mills. Now here's Adams. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And here is Anthony. Good.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Parker outside. Down low. Looking for Laverne. He gets it there. And that one drops for him.
And Parker terrific in the pick and roll. Just creative in terms of getting his team good looks.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Yep, that one goes.
That's how you do it. The D looked helpless on that possession.
Ginobili with the three. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be right back after this. The San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish
attack and find the open teammate, not try to.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
I mean, so far that they're not settling for outside shots, really attacking the paint.
I think that's what you've got to do, right? If the looks on the interior are there, you have got to attack.
On the wings, Abrinas and George. Anthony out there with Adams, and it's Westbrook in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. Johnson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Doors, we've talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course, tenacious on-ball defender.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. The kick out to Westbrook. Westbrook missing again. Spurs trail by 4, and the wide open shot from Ginobili. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big 3 of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Felton comes in for Russell Westbrook.
It's so fascinating to look back on Thunder history because 3 current players who are dominating the league were together on the Oklahoma City Thunder: Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. In retrospect, the talent level on that team was unreal.
San Antonio calls timeout. And going back to the Thunder teams with the big 3 of Harden, Durant, and Westbrook, endures some bad luck with the Thunder during those seasons.
Well, first and foremost, they ran into a great Miami team in the NBA Finals. Then after Harden left, injuries to both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook hampered their opportunities. Still, you think back, and if you're an Oklahoma City fan, you can marvel at the collection of talent you once had.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And it's Green missing. Thunder have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. A shot by George, wide open. And the shot falls short this time. San Antonio trailing here. The 3 from Bertans. Abrines with a rebound. Gasol with the steal. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Offensive rebound. Here's Bertans. He's covered by Grant. Johnson with the block. Gasol with the steal.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
Absolutely. You have to execute. No reason why they can't get a couple of chances at scores.
Now here's Mills. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Just 5 to shoot. And the wide open shot from Green. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And the Spurs lead by 1.
Well, he works to find the open space behind the arc, and it pays off with the 3. Nice.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Johnson kicks to Abrines. A 3-pointer off the mark. Green inside the 3-point line, and he hits the jump shot. Green's got 5 points now this quarter. On the wing, George. Got it off in time, and no good trying to get that one. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. San Antonio's first quarter could have gone much better. A big part of the problem was their defense and inability to slow down shooters. They gave up a sky-high shooting percentage against. They were much more effective once the second. That's it for halftime.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He had... San Antonio leading by 3. On the court right now for the Spurs. Parker and Green are the guard set. Anderson is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Laverne in at the 5, roaming the paint. The 3. And Laverne gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. The Thunder shooting, certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field.
Well, if you think back to last season, guys, the narrative was that Russell Westbrook had zero help on this roster. To be completely honest, I thought it was unfair to the pieces that were around Russell Westbrook and the job they did playing their roles to exactly the standard this organization wanted.
Pau Gasol is checked in for the Spurs. Thunder trailing by 3. Outside Westbrook. Here's Brewer. The kick out to Westbrook. They grab their own miss. Adams' shot is off.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Goes up on the wing. Anderson can't get that one to fall. And what the fans are saying is that Westbrook, Doris, just needs more help around him.
Well, certainly the acquisition of Paul George should relieve some pressure on Russell Westbrook because now he's teamed along yet another superstar.
And there it is for him. Anthony's got the first points of the second half up on the board for Oklahoma City. On the wing, Green. Can't hit that one. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
Boy, they're slow coming out of halftime. Just 0 for 3 to start this half.
From deep, George. Good on the three-point shot. George has got 5.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
San Antonio calls timeout. And last season for Melo was a bit of a circus. A lot of barbs being traded through the media between him and Knicks management. Neither party, Doris, pleased with what was happening, and it was a distraction to his play on the floor.
I think Melo is probably looking forward to putting that behind him. The trade rumors from a season ago didn't help. They certainly took a toll on the New York Knicks, and it's very hard to be a productive player with that much going on outside the confines of the lines.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Now Mills. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Westbrook. Now it's a 4-point Oklahoma City lead.
Well, nothing wrong with a little early offense. Anthony happy to oblige.
Mills, and that one's on target from the wing.
Well, it took 4 tries, but they get their first bucket in the second half.
Outside Westbrook. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, Steven Adams is a guy who understands his role. He wants to play hard-nosed defense. He wants to score it anytime he's got a deep touch in the paint. Love his approach. Well, obviously, the biggest impact Steven Adams has for this team is his ability to be a defensive force in the middle. This guy carves up space, takes away any would-be penetrators, solid rim protection, just an unbelievable guy on the interior.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Westbrook dishes to Brewer. The Thunder with another miss. San Antonio's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Adams' shot is good. More on Adams, Doris. Not only is he a shot-blocking presence, but also will come up with a good amount of steals for a big man.
And that's an area, Kev, where Adams has really improved recently. For his size, he's got great agility and great anticipation in the paint. And I like that there's no hesitation to rotate and challenge any player he switches onto.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
And the Thunder with some changes. Grant, he's checked in for Steven Adams, and George is subbed in for Ferguson. And the Spurs with some changes. They kick it out to Green. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Green's got 7 points in the game. Westbrook passes to Anthony. Rob. Murray with it. Westbrook picks him up. Back to Murray. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Bertans kicks to Murray. Over Westbrook. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Anthony's got his third rebound tonight. Green with the block. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game. Seven seconds left in the third quarter of the game. On the wing, Green. Offline with his three. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of three. It's San Antonio leading by a point. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Activity, activity. We've had some great shots and they're not dropping. That's okay.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter, and if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. They've got Anthony. Corey Brewer is out there with Russell Westbrook. Then it's Paul George, and it's Adams in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. San Antonio calls timeout. And for a while, you had to wonder how Russell Westbrook would play if he was the standalone leader of a team.
What we found out is Russell Westbrook is now an MVP. This guy was the unquestioned leader of the team, and I thought the entire group reflected his intensity on the court.
Some changes here for the Spurs. Laverne comes in for Pau Gasol, and it's Mills in for Murray. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed. Guys?
On defense, Oklahoma City. It's a one-point game. Mills passes to Bertans. Brewer with the steal. Pass to Westbrook. To the paint. Here's Anthony. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his fifth assist in this one.
You just never know what Russell Westbrook will do in the pick and roll. So excellent at making the right decision.
To the middle. And George kicks to Brewer. Over Green. Brewer's shot is off. Spurs trail by 3. Brewer with the steal. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Laverne. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And guys, you know, you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Screen by Adams. Westbrook kicks to Adams, and it's sent back by Aldridge. There's the dish to Mills. For the three, buries the long-range jumper. Mills has got the game tied up here for the Spurs.
And in a game this tight, a few plays either way can start to turn the tide.
No, exactly. When it's this close, both teams are fighting hard. This is what you want to see.
And you just got to love the way he moved the ball. Very unselfish.
I tell you, he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
They set the pick. And there's the pass to Bertans. Westbrook with the steal. Here's Anthony, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
You know, sold him on the up fake, and Carmelo with the veteran move to get to the free throw line.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol's checked in for Davis Bertans. Gay comes in for Kyle Anderson. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Danny Green. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills.
Boy, you have to love his poise at the free throw line. He's never rattled, no matter how much pressure he might be under.
Ginobili with the three. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. Anthony's got rebound number 5 here tonight. George with the screen on Aldridge. In the corner, George with it. The kick out to Westbrook. No one near him. The shot's good on the assist by George. 14 points for Russell Westbrook.
Kev, do you have the sense that Russell Westbrook believes he can score against anyone in the NBA? He's rolling right now.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 1:30 left to play in the final quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
And the Spurs with some changes. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Gay. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Mills dishes to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Here's George. .54 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Left side Westbrook. And the basket is good. And the Thunder lead by 8.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Yeah, Greg, I think it's very difficult coming back in this instance. They have owned this game. Don't see them coughing up this lead.
San Antonio. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 7.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Right side Westbrook. In the corner, George with it. Mills with the steal.
And whatever play they run has to be quick.
No time to waste. They have to score fast and then foul quickly.
15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
To the line to shoot 2 for the Thunder.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
I don't know what to talk about first. The explosiveness, the smarts. This guy, Russell Westbrook, one of the best athletes in the league and just getting smarter and smarter about how to attack. Well, guys, that'll seal it for sure, right? Terrific job keeping his concentration and knocking those down.
And so they foul intentionally.
Russell Westbrook, shooting 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. And here's Green outside. Can't get it to fall. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg